In just over an hour, domestic violence survivors from Essex will be on stage in Harlow, hoping they can help other women. Smack That is a dance show which is about to go on a national tour and which aims to get people talking about the problem. Staff at each venue will be trained to support victims. In a moment, we'll hear from the show's director, Rhiannon Faith. But first, let's go live to Lee Milner.
Yes, seats are being filling up for this self-authored show, which involves 6 actors and actresses who actually have personal experience of domestic abuse. They'll be talking to a live audience and their stories are real. Let me introduce you to them. They're known on stage as the Beverleys.
Hi, I'm Casey. I'm one of the Bevs in Smack That Conversation. I myself have been in an emotional relationship and it made me not want to leave the house. I just felt so low, I just couldn't leave the house. And you will see some more of my story during the show.
I'm Maddie and I'm one of the Beverleys. I'm here because I've experienced abuse in my life, both psychological and emotional and sexual. And we're here to share our stories with you.
And they're going to fall down to the floor. And this is their honest experience, and they come together as a character called Beverly, and collectively they speak about what they have been through, their experiences of meeting a perpetrator, going through rock bottom, trying to get out, not being able to, and then finally exiting that relationship.
Just getting ready for our show tonight. Putting my Bev wig on. Once I do this, I always feel like I become Bev. There's a little Bev in every one of us. Bev's that woman that's been through a horrible relationship. Bev's that woman that's experienced trauma. But Bev's also powerful and resilient and strong. And she's going to show the world that it's okay and it's going to be okay.
For me personally, I don't want the next generation of young women to experience what we've experienced. Some of these women have kids, and yeah, I think it's just important to provide safety for women and to raise awareness.
As a group, they celebrate their resilience, so the show is set at a party to reclaim celebration that they are strong women who are able to get out.
First show of the 2019 tour, we're having a party.
Now, what's even more special about this is that after every performance, venues like this become what's known as J9 locations, where staff are actually trained to help advise victims of domestic abuse. It's hoped that legacy will help hundreds of women here in Essex.
Lee, thank you very much. Well, late this afternoon, the director of the show, we saw her in Lee's piece, Rhiannon Faith, came into the studio to give me some astonishing facts about domestic abuse.
1 in 4 women in the UK experience violence in their lives, and every 3 days a woman is killed in a domestic abusive relationship. There's 1.6 million women that have experienced domestic abuse in the last year in the UK.
So why is it important to have people who have been abused as your cast?
It was really to do with the honesty that was needed to be able to have someone standing up that had gone through those experiences to say, look, I have gone through this and I'm a survivor, I got out of this, and you know, if you are sitting in the audience, then you know, I've done this, I'm a woman, I'm a strong woman, and I got out, and you can get out too.
And I've never heard of this before, but you have Passed the Parcel.
Yeah, Pass the Parcel. The show is set at a party, so it is a conversation, Smack That conversation. We want people to be talking about, you know, raising awareness about these issues. And in Pass the Parcel, we play the game, and we with the audience. Yeah. The music stops and starts, and it changes every time who it's on. And yeah, they reveal statistics that are then read out about domestic abuse. So it's a fun game, but it kind of has a purpose.
The truth is that in many cases, in most cases, the person who is being abused, A, feels guilty about it, and B, keeps quiet about it.
Yeah, and it is the shame and guilt that surround domestic abuse that makes that possible. but it is the perpetrator that is at fault and should feel guilt and should feel shame.
The figure you gave me just now, 1 in 4,
1 in 4 women will experience violence.
is truly remarkable.
Yeah.
Is it worse now than it's ever been, or do we just know more about it?
Well, I think especially in Essex, it's now reported that there are more victims that are reporting to the police. You know, people are starting to come forward, and I encourage anyone that is in an unhealthy relationship to come forward. There are services there that can look after you and support you and get you out of that relationship.
And there will be lots of people watching this evening who are in that situation,
Yeah.
but who can't get to the theatre.
Yeah.
So what's your message to them?
Well, when it is safe to do so, try and find a way to talk to someone. Go to your local charity. The women in the show went to a group called Triple R, and that is how they were able to move through the process of suffering to being restored in some way and gaining back their strength and confidence.
And the message to them is, it is not their fault.
It is not their fault, no. It is the perpetrator's fault.
Rhiannon Faith, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And Rhiannon Faith is working with Safer Places, a charity which helps people who are the victims of domestic abuse. You can find out more on their website.